Hey love, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you're here today. Today we're going to talk about whether you feel like you need to control everything. And if you do, you're going to want to watch this video. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join our community here so you get updated on all the new videos that are coming out. And make sure you scroll down to the very top link in the description below. It is going to take you to my brand new 8-week live course, Rest for Success. There are only a few days left to get in and join us for this first and only live round. It's going to be incredible. Every single week, we're going to be meeting to actually build up your rhythm of rest and allow you to step into becoming your own feminine flow CEO, which basically means you get to show up in your feminine energy, balancing out the masculine and feminine, which if you know me and you've been here for a while, that's how I teach productivity, success, and work-life balance. And it's really going to allow you to move out of the overworking and the overwhelm and come into a place of really having time and space where you are using rest as a core component of your success. If that sounds crazy to you, I highly recommend you go scroll down and click on the description link below because you are going to get all the insights of what I'm breaking down for you in this course. And I'm so excited for you to join me in there. All right, let's dive into today's video. Do you feel like you need to control everything? This is one of the main masculine trait themes, which basically means if you identify with this, and no shame in the game, if you do, this is my biggest masculine trait personally that continues to come up over and over again in my life. And we'll talk a little bit more about what that even means in the grand scheme of things in a moment. But having this main theme basically means, oh, if I identify myself as a control person, or oftentimes this also blends into being type A or feeling like you need to have, say or be the leader on everything in order to feel like you have control. This is a main theme for you to use to identify, okay, am I potentially too much in my masculine energy if this theme continues to come up again and again and again for me? And when I say this is my biggest theme, it doesn't mean that I don't know how to balance out masculine and feminine energies. Then you can still do that and have this theme come up in your life. You're simply on the path and in the process of noticing when it does come up so that you can use it as a cue to shift back out of the masculine or leaning too heavily into the masculine and coming back into your feminine energy and how you're showing up. So that's just the overview. Let's talk about what this actually means. So you want to control everything. This could come down to controlling your work environment, micromanaging the people that you work with, or feeling like you are always the one who's left with the brunt of the work because you are the one who can do it best, when in reality, there are people who you can delegate to, but you just feel like it's not going to be good enough if you don't do it. This same pattern can show up in your home or personal life, again, where you take charge most of the time and decide if I don't do it this way, it's not going to get done, or it's not going to get done the right way. Okay. When it comes to how you're showing up in work, basically what this means is you don't believe that you are doing enough to get the results that you want. And so therefore you need to overexert yourself and overcompensate in order to so-called guarantee that you are going to lock in these results. What this basically means is that you are showing up in this energy of lack. And that's often what the masculine energy, when we're too heavily in it, does to us, because the masculine energy is the action taker and the creator of what we want to execute on. When we're only in that energy, then we're constantly doing, and we feel like it's still never enough if we're not seeing the results right away. So what we really want to do here is notice, okay, I'm feeling like I need to control the situation again. Again, totally normal. I still have to call myself out on this in my own life today. And then what we want to do is start to shift back into the feminine. So if you're in this masculine and you're like, oh, I need to control, and you are showing up in this space of lack, essentially, here's what ends up happening. Let's really just drive this home so that we understand why we really don't want to spend too much more time in this masculine and control theme than we have to. So you're showing up in this space of lack and this energy of, I'm not doing enough. It's not enough to get me the results that I want. I have to do more. I have to work harder. And what this ends up doing is you end up overcompensating the work that you're doing. You get to the end point and you're like, okay, I've checked out everything on my to-do list. I've done all the work, let's say, for example, for my new project, for this upcoming product launch, for my own launch, for my client, whatever it might be. And then this is the little area in between where we start to overcompensate, right? So you get to the end point and you're like, oh, but I could still do this. And maybe I do one more post here. And maybe I film another video. And maybe I just go and edit this one more time. Or maybe I have to add another piece of information here that, I haven't even researched yet. So I have to start over again. We try and search for more things for us to do in attempt to control the outcome, in attempt to say to ourselves, and literally this is the thought process that happens for me. See if this is the same thing that happens for you. Literally the thought process is, if I do this 1, 2, 3 more things that I'm now adding to my to-do list, somehow that's going to be the make or break of my results, right? You're like, if I don't do this and then I don't get the results, well, then I know that I needed to have done those things. And that's the game that our minds play with us. However, we don't even know what the results would be if we just left those extra things that we're suddenly throwing on our to-do list, because we never give ourselves the chance to just be with what we've already done, to be in the space of, I've already done enough. I know that this is enough to get me the results that I want. I know that I am showing up in alignment with how I feel. It feels good to show up, and therefore that's going to positively impact the kind of results I can create. As soon as you shift into lack, as soon as you shift into overcompensating because you feel like you haven't done enough, because you want to control the results that you're getting, and the belief system that we've been given is that if we do more, we can control, then that's where we start to get onto this uneasy ground, because the energy that we're in is now lack, stress, pushy, forcey, right? It's a little bit desperate. So this is a really important theme to really consider if this is showing up in your own life. If you're feeling like you want to control everything, how can you notice it? And that's all I want you to do for right now, because this is a big theme that shows up so often for so many of us, because we are taught, again, we can guarantee our results. And quite honestly, here's the mindset shift. We can't. We can't control anything that's happening outside of us, truly. We can take action on things, but we can't decide or control what the results are going to be, how many people are going to buy into your course, or how many people are going to come into your company. Or if you're going to get that promotion or not. The same way that we can't control if it's going to rain or not tomorrow. Like, that's just simply out of our control. That's a fact. What is in your control is how you feel and how you are showing up to how you feel. And so noticing, oh, I'm shifting into wanting to control too much here. How can I shift back so that I can stay in a good feeling state? Because that is going to be the make or break of my results, not what I'm doing. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments below what your biggest takeaway was, or if you had an aha moment that came through, share it with me below, as well as any questions you might have about this topic. Don't forget to scroll down to the top link in the description and join me for Rest for Success. You only have a few days left. This is the only time and the last time that you're going to be able to get it at this price, with a live component, with access to me at this level. It is literally a no-brainer. I can't wait to see you in there.